Hey guys, got really good news today. As everybody knows, I'm a huge Monarch lover. I did a large purchase of Monarch when it first came out. I've opened probably about 200 boxes, and even though when people were negative of Monarch last year, I kept buying it. I liked Phantasmal Footsteps, I love Valiant Dynamos. I pretty much love a lot of the art in that set, so I've always been a huge fan of Monarch. But before I talk about like would I buy Monarch and why and what I'm doing it, and why is my passion about it, let's talk about the news that happened today. I think it's fantastic. Now we have this set called out Dusk Till Dawn. It's coming out July 14th, which is awesome. It is an expansion set, so it's typically expansion sets have been like happening in every hero. I thought last set was not focused enough, so I'm really happy that Dusk Till Dawn is very focused on light and shadow. We've known for many, many months that we are going to get a new light hero and shadow hero related to Runeblade and to Illusionist. And if they're going to make a new light hero and shadow, I thought it might either be one of those packs where like Dory and Reiner came out last year and they just add them. But also the Bolton and Levia, is it Levia? Whatever her name, the brute lady, that don't play her, they don't really have much love. So it always made sense to add more light stuff. So this expansion is no surprise. I thought it was going to be PvE at first, Monarch focus, but I'm really excited to see it's a new expansion just for playing. So we also know that Durantia had that light moment last summer before Uprising came out. So this is no surprise, but it's good to have it confirmed. Now, I know people are concerned about like insider buying, all that shit like that, but I've bought Monarch nonstop for a long time now. This is nothing new I've been doing. But I'll show you guys my recent purchase of Monarch and why I did it. Now, I typically don't buy rainbow foil cards. I don't, but I do if it's off season and no one cares about it. So if it's off season and it's kind of low, it's free game for me to buy. So my purchases I did the other day with Carrion Husk was on 228. I bought 12 to 14 of these. I forget how many I bought, but I bought them because the cold foil went so high. So I thought it was a good spec to buy these. I didn't buy that once anyone. But Carrion Husk just made sense to buy. I knew Shadow's coming out. I bought some cold foil Husk last year when I was buying Dragons. So I've never thought it wasn't a good purchase. And it's 169 now. Okay, well, if you look at the cost of the New Horizon, whatever it's called, for Ranger and Tales of Aria, if you look at the prices of that of in-demand heroes, the Unlimited helmet is 200. The cold foil is 250-ish, right? So I figured buying the rainbow foil husks was a good buy. I saw the cold foils were reaching about, let's pull this up right here. Cold foil is, for near mint, it's $300. I'm like, okay, so why wouldn't I buy the rainbow foil? It made sense, off season. I expected light and shadow to come out this summer, so I bought those the other day. Then in my Discord, if you guys follow it, which I highly recommend you should, because we do a lot of really good chat in there, but, if anybody's surprised of these buys and think there's insider information, well, do your research, because I talk about this shit every day in my Discord. No surprise. Now, if you look at the price of Heart lately, Shard, they're all over $300 each. A Heart's fucking $500, right? So when I see the library at $100, it's stupid not to buy it. So I bought these ones yesterday. Right here. I bought probably bought a few more. Yeah. Anyways, I bought several of them. I bought like $4,000 worth of libraries yesterday because I thought it was a fucking stupidly low price. It's been sitting there for a long time. Nobody's paying attention to it. So I love the card, so I bought it. So it's a good price. So I don't know how many I bought, but I bought decent amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cold foils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or no, 7. I bought 7. Yeah, I bought 8. 8 or 8, whatever. I bought a lot. Who cares? Nobody wanted it. The price was cheap, so I bought it. Now the news came out today that this was announced. Okay, great. But I buy cards all the time. If you guys see my Dragon video, I do spontaneous buys. So my buys this past week, which I have not been buying that much lately, I've actually been selling a few cards to get a little more liquid. But my buys this week, I bought 70 Dragons for like 2,500 or 3,000 roughly. And then I bought those husks. I bought libraries. And nobody's complaining about this, but I bought Corsham yesterday. Nobody cares about that card, right? So I bought those cards. So what I'm trying to get at is people buy shit, people speculate on it, and I think Monarch has always been a good spec. And let's go back to look at the market in general, prices. So I'm not really looking too much at the Majestics right now, but I put a few on the screen just for awareness. But Celestial Cataclysm, that's gonna be a good buy if you're playing a light hero, right? Buy them up, right? I'm not buying them right now. I already bought what I wanted to Monarch. I already have a good amount of Majestics because I've opened a lot of packs, right? But look, Eclipse, $19. Why aren't people buying Eclipse? We know we have a chain now, right? I'm not buying Eclipse. I've already bought what I wanted to Monarch. You guys are free to buy the Eclipse right now. If you want to play chain this summer, get your Eclipse. Get on it. If you think Levia or whatever her name is, get some Doomsday. Who's it for? Yeah, Levia. See, I was right. Get your Doomsday now. $30 card. Not that much money, right? I mean, it's not cheap, right? I'm not getting wrong, but for Legendary, that is cheap. So, Vestige Soul. I bought some cold foils last year. I didn't spec on this the other day, but people bought it up today because of the news. It is a good card to have. We don't know if there's going to be another light chess piece that's better than this, right? So it's one of those things is whoever's buying them now is taking a gamble that the prices will be better this summer because the hero will be demand that needs it. So people complain about insider trading all the time. These cards are buying. You get the news, you act on it. If you believe in a product, you buy it. Monarch's been off season for about a year and a half now. Nobody's wanted it. So what I'm trying to get across is Monarch is a good set. You should buy it. Now, I clearly do not have insider information because I don't ever get a spoiler from LSS, right? So I've never had a spoiler from it, so I never get the actual insider information. All I do is talk on Salty Well chat every day, right? So it's like, where's my special information? I don't have it. People are getting spoiler videos all the time right now, but this is for like 6 months from now that this is coming out, or July, 3 months, 4 months. I have no idea what's coming out. I buy shit all the time. Sometimes I buy things that aren't good. I bought some Dream Reavers the other day because I thought they were stupidly cheap. But then someone's like, hey, those actually kind of suck right now. So I made a bad buy. It happens. But I like Dream Weavers. So I buy stuff all the time. I just happened to buy a lot the last few days, which I buy a lot all the time like that. And it happened to be right before Monarch announcement. So whatever, it is what it is. I post about it on Twitter what I buy. I was like, hey, these are good buys. Fable's a good buy. I bought Corsham. No one's complaining about that. Will they complain about it a few weeks from now? Maybe. Who knows? The point is, if you're speccing on something, sometimes you get it right and get the news before the news. Sometimes I've been buying Monarch for a year and a half now. Last year, I had made videos saying I bought Dynamos, I bought Phantasmal Footsteps, right? I bought the Herald lady. Because right here, she's not required. I even mentioned this in videos recently. She's not tied to Prism. So if we had another light illusionist in the future that's not Prism, this will work with anyone. The other ones are tied to the heroes, I believe. So this is a good buy. You can't see it because I'm not on the screen, but right there, that's a good buy. The Herald of Erudition. It's a very rare card. We know we have LL format coming out sometime this year, which means Luminaris. That will be playable again. It's banned right now, but it's playable in the LL format. According to LSS recently said, hey, any card is available to use in LL format. So you got Luminaris. It's not going to be banned. Okay, so it's $100 right now. That's a good buy. So what I'm trying to get across is, I know people get upset easily about people purchasing and people being evil about buying cards, but I typically buy cards when it's not in demand. I try to do that. If I buy it in demand, what's the point? So whoever sold to me made some money, and I sell some cards too that are bad times to sell, right? So I sold a bunch of Horizons for $220, $200, right? Now it's $250, $260 card. I could have made more money if I waited, but it doesn't really matter. I do my best knowledge to my purchases. So guys, go to Whale Street. We talk about this all the time. I always talk about what I'm buying. It's no surprise, no insider information. I always recommend to buy Monarch because it always made sense for it to come back in value. It's a sleeper hit. Same thing with Tales of Aria. It's going to be good too. I mean, you think LSS is going to ban and block too after everyone says they overprinted it? If it's overprinted and people need to buy it, they need to make the product relevant, right? You had Icelander come out. She made Ice Card still relevant. I'm assuming we'll get another Lightning hero in the future. I'm assuming we'll get another Earth hero in the future. So buy cards, spec on them, and sometimes you get things right. And I'm really happy with that library information. If I had more insider, if I had insider information, I would have bought a shit ton more cards. Yesterday, I would have bought like all of Monarch, right? I would have bought some of those Vestige of Souls. I didn't buy those. But I was like, oh, okay, well, I want to get the Husk because I like the Husk. It looks good. I want to get the Library because I think it's a really cool card. I'm like, Vestige of Soul, I'm not a fan of the art, even though it's a good card. So I'm like, maybe I'll buy Library or Corsham. So I bought Corsham instead. Okay, well, I should have bought Vestige of Soul instead, too, right? So the point is, buy shit, right? Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you fucking eat shit and get nothing. But I've always believed in Monarch. I thought this summer was going to be a PvE set, not an expansion set. So I was wrong. But my assumption was this summer is when Prism and Chain would come out based off interviews. So maybe you want to buy. Talked about it in my channel. Go to Well Street. Do a lot of stuff. I mentioned on Twitter past day what I was buying. I don't know if I said I bought it, but I said things were moving. But that was because I bought it. But anyways, Monarch is going to be a big hit. And it's going to make these cards valuable. I don't know which ones will go be valuable. Maybe the library is not going to be relevant this summer. Maybe Husk won't be relevant. Maybe it'll be a better chess piece. So if people are upset about it, people who bought the Husk are taking a bet that LSS can make support for the Husk. There might be a better chess piece. We don't know. So think about that before, complain about inside information. Because you never know what you're buying. You're taking a gamble every time you buy it, and you're betting on the product. I'm betting on a Monarch. So I bet on the Husk. I bet on all the legendaries a little bit, but I really like Dynamos. I think they're undervalued. I think Phantasmal Footsteps are fucking just beautiful, right? So who doesn't want those? I think Monarch is going to have a really good pickup next few months. Unlimited has been fucking fire. Welcome to Wrath and Arcane Rising. Nobody cared about that 6 months ago. Everyone's like, oh my god, there's too much of that shit. Look at it now. Now everyone's like, oh, I can't get it. I want it. Okay? Same thing's going to happen with Monarch. Okay? So these sets will eventually dry up and everyone's going to go FOMO over it. So get what you want now. If you complain about it 6 months from now, you've had your chance. Get it. Buy it. Buy what you want. Buy the future hero you want to support. Prices go up, but the people buying them are taking lots of gambles to do it. So it's a trade balance. People got to buy the cards to keep the economy going. And you're taking a gamble that no one's ever going to buy it from you. So it's a risk, right? Those libraries might not sell. I think they will, because that's why I bought them. That's why I buy everything I buy, because either I like it, I support the game, I like to play, all that stuff. So Monarch will be a hit. Outsiders is cool, but I didn't get a Katsu spoiler. I love Katsu. He's my favorite hero. I love Katsu. That's the only hero I play. So I have no insider information. I have no insides at all to insider knowledge for LSS. I get zero information. The only time I talked to James White was once at Worlds. Which is a very nice guy. Really glad to meet him. But I don't have any communication with LSS besides that one time I met James. So, guys, you got to do your research. Look at the cards. Look what's being bought. What also tricked me to buy RF Husk, I forget if I said it, but the CF was 300. So I was like, all right, I got to buy these. Makes sense. All right, guys, Monarch, look at the cards you want. Look at the heroes. If you're a Prism player, if you're a Chain player, get your cards now. Get your Eclipse. Get your Doomsday. Shadow Brute might come out. I heard that Shadow Puppetry is a good card, right? Get your Shadow Puppetry. Get it now before it's expensive. Because expensive cards, this one's $11 right here, right? A Channel Like Fridge is a $20 card. If Chain's popular, #1 hero, right? $2 for a Majestic's fucking cheap. So don't complain when card prices go up. Act now. Some of these cards may even be reprinted in the expansion set. You never know. Might have a non-foil Husk and all that stuff. We never know. We're not getting HP2 History Pack 2 United States, but we have the foreign ones coming out. So get a foreign version of Husk. Maybe that's gonna be cheaper than English, right? So get your cards. But people complaining about people buying cards, whatever, it's gonna happen. People buy cards, people play and buy cards. It's a mixture of everything. All right, guys, join the Discord. We talk about shit all the time in Wall Street, and subscribe to this channel. Have a good one.